be alone because I would cry for everything. I was in such a dark space in my life. It was really scary. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a Q&A. I'm going to be answering postpartum questions that you guys had for me. So I went on Instagram and I asked you guys to ask me questions, anything regarding like my postpartum or my C-section, or you know, anything that has to do with giving birth, my recovery, and everything like that. So I gathered some questions. There's a lot that were repeated, so yeah, I gathered a good amount of questions that you guys asked, the most asked ones, and yeah, I'm gonna be answering them. So I hope this video helps. I know there's a lot of like moms that are watching me, especially moms that are transitioning from one kid to two. I used to watch these videos all the time because I was really nervous for the transition. Everyone's transition is different. Every kid is different, every baby is different. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the questions. So the first question was, why did I get a C-section and is it healing properly? So I got a C-section because I had already had one before with my first baby, Alejandra. So I had a C-section with her because she was too big. She was measuring like 10 pounds 7 ounces in her ultrasound, and they're like, there's no way you're gonna be able to push this baby out, so we might as well just go with a C-section because she wasn't responding. Like, it was a whole deal with Alejandra. So when I got pregnant again, the doctor told me, if you want to have a natural birth, you can, but since it's less than 2 years since you've had the first one, we recommend you to have a C-section again, because the C-section isn't properly healed inside. So I was like, you know what, I'm not even gonna like go through labor and push a baby out for no reason when I already have a scar. I already went through the C-section process, so why would I go through all that trouble for no reason? And there's a chance I would end up in a C-section if I wasn't able to push out the baby or whatever. So I decided to have another C-section, and yeah, that's why I had a C-section. And yes, it healed perfectly fine. I feel like C-sections, people are scared of them, and it's not even that bad, but I'll get into that with another question that I have from you guys. So next question is, was your second C-section less hurtful than your first? Okay guys, so my C-sections, I don't feel like you go through actual like pain. You're taking a lot of medication, and I feel like everyone's recovery is different. But okay, my first C-section recovery was super smooth. Everything went by amazing. I was taking painkillers for like a week, and then I stopped taking them because the pain wasn't even that bad. The pain is actually like the worst on your second day when you're still at the hospital, and they give you like really strong medications to control the pain, and you're like under observation. So I feel like if you need any help, you're good because you're in the hospital. But that, apart from the second day, I feel like everything else goes by pretty smooth. You know, yes, like a C-section is a huge surgery and you feel like really sore in your stomach, but it's not actual like pain. So that was my first C-section. Second C-section went by super smooth as well. I feel like both of them went really good. I barely had any pain. I recovered really fast from them. I feel like this time I recovered way faster because I already knew what I had to do. I already knew what I could and could not do, where I could push myself to do different things. So both of them were not like, they didn't hurt. Like, the recovery was really smooth. I don't know, I guess, I don't know, I've seen people talk about recovery like, oh my god, they're so scared of the C-sections, but it's not a big deal. I don't have any complaints about any of my C-sections. They were really smooth, both recoveries. Which is the next question, which pregnancy do you think you had the best recovery with? And I feel both of them went good. It's just, I feel this one, like I said, I already knew what I had to do. I knew where, like, I already knew what to do with the baby. I already knew what to do with my C-section, like how to like shower and the things I could do around the house while recovering. So I feel like this one went by a little bit better. Next question is, were you scared to welcome a new baby in the middle of a pandemic? Okay, so the only reason I was scared to welcome a baby in the pandemic was the actual giving birth part, because in order for you to get admitted to the hospital, you have to take a COVID test. They do it there at the hospital. If you come out positive, they isolate you, they do the C-section, but they take away the baby from you. So they put the baby in the nursery in the hospital, and they take care of the baby until you are no longer testing positive for COVID. So that was my biggest scare. If you were test positive, you can't have anybody in the room with you, like from your family members. So it sucks, and I was terrified. I was taking care of myself very cautiously throughout my entire pregnancy because I was trying to avoid that, especially at the end. So that was the only reason I was scared. Now I feel like it's not a big deal. The baby's already born, she's good, none of us have COVID. We do have to be like extra careful though. It's not that I'm scared, it's not even that. I kind of feel like you're kind of like paranoid, because you have to like be cautious, like everywhere you go, like you gotta wash your hands, wear your mask, and like, you know, take care of, it's hard because you have to take care of 2 kids. So yeah, it's like, especially the baby, because she has no immune system, she has no vaccines, nothing. So we're trying for her not to get sick or anything like that. And Alejandra going to daycare is like another problem, because, you know, she's exposed a little more. But they take very good care of the kids there. Like, they all have to wash their hands when they walk in, they gotta spray their shoes, they take the temperature. So that's the only reason I would be like you would say scared to welcome the baby in the middle of the pandemic, because of that. But apart from that, everything's good over here. You know, we don't really like I don't make a big deal out of things, you get me? So next question is, was this postpartum any different from the first time? So first time, I feel like it's harder because you're new to everything. I mean, at least I was new. I was like, whoa, like, you know, everything, it was like a slap in the face. Like, here you go, you got a brand new baby, figure it out. Even though we had help, but it's still not the same. When you're alone, you freak out. So now that we have a baby, a toddler, having a baby now, it's not that, like, it's not difficult, you already know what to do. But it is, like, I feel like it's harder now because you have to, like, balance the time with both of them. And, you know, dealing with a toddler is very hard, and now dealing with a toddler and a baby is extremely hard. So yeah, I feel like it's just gonna be for a certain time. I feel like over time will get easier. But yeah, this postpartum was different, that sense, like, you know, you're more busy, but you'll deal with it. You learn how to manage your time, at least for now. She's only a month, so you know, I don't know what's gonna happen when she's like 6 months, that she's like crawling everywhere, and then Alejandra's gonna be in her terrible twos. So, you know, I haven't gotten there yet. I'll give you guys an update in a few months. But yeah, for now, everything is going by good. Everything is going pretty good. Question is, how do you balance attention with the girls between Alejandra and the baby, and how is Alejandra acting with the baby? So this was my biggest concern when I was pregnant. I was very worried about how Alejandra would react to having a sister, how I was gonna balance out the time, and, you know, how were they gonna feel with, you know, having 2 kids in the house and stuff. So Alejandra loves her sister. Like, you don't even have to tell her like anything. She always goes and gives her kisses, always in the morning wakes up and dies to see her. Like, she runs to her room and she's like, Vale, Vale. Like, she loves her sister. She always gives her kisses, you know, like she brings her like her toys and stuff. So it's that's good. But we always have to be on top of her because she's still little. So she's like very, like, she gives you things, but she doesn't know how to give them like softly. So she's like very, I don't know how to say, like, she's very like she doesn't know that she's little, so she could hurt her. So that's the only thing with Ale. But she loves her sister. And then balancing out time. So since she's in daycare now throughout the day, we pick her up like at 3. I take her in like at 10, 11 in the morning every day. She's there till like 3. And then when we pick her up, all that time that she's not here, I, you know, do everything that I have to do with the baby, everything around the house. So when she gets here, I pay my full attention to her. So I spend some time alone with her. Alejandro spends some time alone with her. Then we all spend time with her and the baby. So when she gets here, we try to give her some like alone time, like attention to her only, and then we like, you know, share with both of the girls. Since Valentina's really little right now, she doesn't understand, she doesn't know anything like Alejandra, so we try to like give Alejandra more attention in that sense, because she doesn't even know, she's sleeping half the time. So Valentina's sleeping half the time. I keep pointing over there because she's right there. But yeah, she's sleeping half the time, so she doesn't need like attention, kind of. I feel like when she's older is when it's probably gonna get a little more difficult and Alejandra's gonna understand more. So we will see. Like I said, I'm gonna give you guys an update in a few months of how it's going with 2 babies. But yeah, 2 under 2. Alejandra turns 2 next month, and yeah. Let's go ahead and go to the next question, which is, how do you do with not lifting heavy things but having to take care of a toddler? So this is the main reason Alejandra is in daycare. I can't carry her. I couldn't okay, so I'm not supposed to carry any weight more than 10 pounds for 6 weeks, and it's been 4 weeks. I already carry Alejandra because I couldn't hold it anymore. I feel good though, like I feel like I could do it. I don't have any pain when I carry her or anything like that, but it was very hard in the beginning not being able to carry her. So I couldn't take her in and out of her crib. I couldn't like lift her up to wash her teeth. I couldn't sit her in her high chair to feed her. Couldn't get her in the car. So that's the main reason I put her in daycare. I couldn't take care of her and the baby, so that was hard. Thank God I had my mom over, my sister, Alejandro, like all that help, because if not, it would have been impossible to take care of her, because she's so little that Alejandra's like, she's little but she's not, but she doesn't like reach certain things. She's still in her crib, so I couldn't do those things. I feel like if you have a toddler that walks and has like a own bed, you know, you don't have to be carrying the baby in and out. If he doesn't sit in the high chair, it'll be way easier. But Alejandra's not even 2, so she still has to be carried for certain things. So that's the main reason I put her in daycare, because of the heavy lifting thing. I can't. She's 30 pounds, so yeah, now I can. Now I could do it. She's doing way better in the daycare though. She's having a lot of fun. She plays with her friends. She loves circle time, all that stuff. But that's like another video. I don't know why I'm talking about Alejandra in this. So yeah. Next question is, how long till you can have sex again after giving birth? So everybody is different. They usually say that you should wait 4 to 6 weeks after giving birth. You know, it just depends on the woman. Some people don't feel ready because they're still in pain. The recovery's been different. It just depends on everybody, but the time that you should wait is 4 to 6 weeks. And then you have your 6-week appointment that you get cleared by your doctor, like, hey, like he says hey or whatever, like you're good to go or you're not for a certain reason. So yeah. And then my last question was, this was the #1 question I got. It was, have you ever gotten postpartum depression and have you been emotional lately? So postpartum depression is no joke. It's one of the hardest things that I have dealt with, and I don't wish it upon anybody. Your hormones are crazy, and it's pretty, like, you get emotional for everything, and then on top of that, postpartum depression just makes it even harder. Okay, so I've had postpartum depression both of the times I've given birth. The first time with Alejandra was way worse than this time. I feel like I was new to everything, so I was in shock of how much my life had changed. Even though you think you're ready, you're not. When you get to giving birth and you get home, it's like I don't know, it feels like, that's how I felt. I felt like they just slammed the freaking door in my face and they're like, here you go, here's your new life, like handle it. And that really shocked me. I thought I was ready, but I wasn't. And then you just get used to it over time. I couldn't be alone because I would cry for everything. I was in such a dark space in my life. It was really scary. I would hide from everybody to cry, because everybody, in the beginning, I would cry in front of like my mom, Alejandro, my sister, anybody that was over. If I like felt bad, I would cry in front of them, and then I would cry so much that they were concerned. They were like, hey, like, you know, are you okay? Like, why are you crying? You need to stop crying. You know, like, we see that you're like depressed, so you have to like pick up or whatever. So then I didn't want them to notice that I was depressed, so I would cry in the bathroom or hiding from anybody. and it was really bad. I was very, very, very depressed with after I gave birth to Alejandra, especially when I was alone, when Alejandra would leave the house. It was very hard on me, and it took me a while to get out of that like space. I was with Alejandra, like my first pregnancy, I mean my first like postpartum experience was worse than this time around. This time around I feel like I've been way more busy. You know, handling 2 kids is way more difficult than one only. I feel like I'm busy all the time. I have so many things to do that that's why it hasn't hit me as hard, even though I do have postpartum depression, but not like right now. I haven't, it's been like a week since I haven't felt like sad or anything like that. But in the beginning I felt like sad. I would cry and stuff, but I feel like since I already knew what was gonna happen, since I already experienced it one time, I was kind of like prepared for it. So this time I talked more about it. Like every time I felt sad, I would talk about it. I had more company this time too. So my sister was over for a couple weeks. Alejandro asked for a couple weeks off work too. So every time like I'm with somebody, I don't feel like, you know, I don't feel like alone. So I don't think about things that I shouldn't be thinking about and that make me feel bad. So that's something that helped me a lot. Going like on walks, so not being trapped inside the house helps a lot, because I feel like when you're alone, trapped inside a house with a baby, handling all by yourself, you think about things, it makes you like wary and sad. So yeah, that's one of the reasons I had a very hard time with my postpartum depression in the beginning when I started in my first pregnancy, because I was alone most of the time. And then since everything was new to me, I was like, what is this? You know, I'm handling all this by myself, because Alejandro was working, my mom was working. But now, you know, that I already know what to do, it's been better. But also it's been worse at the same time, because you have 2 kids, so you feel guilty. You like this mom guilt inside of you, like damn, like balancing the time is hard. Then sending Alejandra to daycare is another thing that I feel guilty of. And then it's hard, especially here on the internet. There's been videos that I've posted, like taking Alejandra to daycare or being here alone in the house, and people write comments that make me feel bad when they shouldn't, because those people don't know half of my life. They only see what I'm posting on the internet. So then they write like this huge paragraph making me feel really bad for what I'm doing. Like for example, taking Alejandra to daycare, there's been comments that are like, why would you take your child to daycare if you're home? I'm not just home, I am home working. I work from home. Apart from that, I do YouTube. I have a newborn. I can't carry Alejandra in the beginning. I could carry her now, but that's because I'm being stubborn and I want to do my own thing, but I'm not even allowed to carry her. So I feel like, you know, like comments like that also get to you. But you know, you learn, especially over time from being on social media, that you can't listen to the comments, because they don't know half of your life. They're just commenting based on what they see, and they don't even know what happens behind the camera. So yeah, postpartum depression is way better. I haven't felt sad in like a week. I've been really good. I feel like I'm getting back into routine, feeling better. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today's video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys on our next one. Don't forget to subscribe with your post notifications on, and yeah, see you guys on our next video. Bye guys.